Good versus bad magic. Sorry, a lot of rambling today. This is an interesting discussion in Evans Pritchard, and it gets into some larger questions about magic in general. In one way, you can see that good magic, in fact, is deployed against an unknown target. So if I do a good magic ritual for like a general hunt, it's not going to be against anything specific. It's going to be just, let's have a generally good hunt. However, bad magic, destructive magic that's used in an evil, almost witchcraft-like manner, has a very specific target. In this way, magic for a good hunt is deployed against, say, animals, difficulties, misfortune, unnamed rivals. But bad magic is aimed at a specific person to make them ill or suffer. It has a specific target. Evans Pritchard gets in this in a really kind of cool way. Evans Pritchard actually argues that there is no real difference between good and bad sorcery. Now, when I think about sorcery in this manner, I like to think about things being sorcery or magic being aggressive or benevolent. So this doesn't perfectly track here because there is good magic that is aggressive. There does not appear to be a bad benevolent magic in this system. There's no way to figure that out. Here we're working out the dynamics of magic from both the data and the observations Evans Pritchard makes. So aggressive magic destroys the health and property of others, but the destruction does not make the magic bad. It's not bad because it's destructive, because if you use destructive magic against a bad person or a criminal or someone who's wronged you, that's okay. It's bad magic because it flouts moral and legal codes. It is bad because it seeks to harm an innocent individual. So if you use destructive magic against a bad person, that's okay. If you do destructive magic against an innocent person, then it's bad. Good magic can be destructive, but it strikes against witches and those who have committed a crime. Bad magic is used to harm people who have not committed a crime. Remember that witchcraft is not magic. Witchcraft is the deployment of the witchcraft substance. It doesn't require medicines or rituals. Sorcery is secret. It's never done in public. It's done at night. In this sense, it is illicit. It's illegal. One theorist of magic said that whenever something is illicit, whenever magic is illicit, that's what makes it magic. It's magic because it's illegal. Keep kicking that around your head as we move forward. Magic is illegal. In all cultures, magic is illegal. Due to the Harry Potterification of our worlds these days, and screw J.K. Rowling, now magic is considered an okay thing. You can deploy magic. Nobody's got a problem with it. But that's a new thing. That's a new thing in human civilization. Throughout the history of human civilization, people doing magic, it was considered illegal, and they would be sometimes killed for doing it. So magic in general throughout cultures is considered something illicit, considered something that's illegal. So we can even look at law and magic and see the history of legal codes that magic is quite often described as being illegal. All right, so if somebody witnesses magic being deployed, if somebody witnesses you doing magic, then the person doing magic could be prosecuted or killed. Now, who knows that you do magic? The only person that knows that you're doing magic, especially if you're doing bad magic, is going to be the original sorcerer who sold you the magic ritual and taught it to you. That's going to be the only person. Now, death that is deemed due to sorcery is treated in the same way as death that is caused by witchcraft, and vengeance is required. If you deploy good magic sorcery against an innocent person, I thought this was fascinating, then it's like magic. Like Mua will know that you're deploying it against someone that's innocent. You send it out and it goes, no, that guy's not a bad dude. And it'll turn around and screw you over. It'll come back and boomerang on your ass, which I think is fascinating. So if you deploy good magic sorcery against an innocent person, then the magic will come back and harm the sorcerer. Good destructive magic will only affect criminals, Pritchard explains. But if the criminal makes good on his crime and makes amends for it, then the destructive magic needs to be immediately destroyed. It needs to be stopped. So I'd like to look at one specific good magic spell, a good magic spell that is destructive against a criminal. And I want to look at it in detail. We're getting toward the end of the lecture here. A little less rambling from Dr. Ulrich. Okay. So we have this really cool spell, at least I think. May misfortune come upon you, thunder roar, seize you and kill you. May a snake bite you so that you die. May death come upon you from ulcers. May you die if you drink water. May every kind of sickness trouble you. So this is the sorcerer saying this against somebody who's done them wrong. May the magic, and this is so cool, may the magic hand you over to the Europeans so that they will imprison you and you will perish in their prisons. Remember what I was saying? The colonial environment changes things. So now an instrument of magic and punishment are the Europeans themselves. May you not survive this year. May every kind of trouble fall upon you. If you eat cooked foods, may you die. When you stand in the center of a net hunting animals, may your friends spear you in mistake. So remember, there are not magic formulas here like we saw in other contexts. This is just something someone deploying magic stated. And they would be deploying good magic against a criminal, but it is destructive. Evans Pritchard gives this really interesting interpretation of the spell. If I wish to emphasize that to a Zandi, the whole idea of Pezunga is equivalent to the carrying out of justice in the sense in which we use the expression in our society. So yeah, our sense of justice is similar to the way they think of sorcery. Magic used against persons can only receive the moral and legal sanction of the community if it acts regularly and impartially. In other words, the magic has to only affect criminals and not innocent people. Sorcery, so we're talking about magic, which would be this Pezunga, this Mua. Sorcery, on the other hand, does not give judgments. Sina Pezungate. I wish I spoke Zandi. It is not only bad medicine, but also stupid medicine. It's fascinating. For it does not judge an issue between persons, but slays one of the parties in a dispute without regard to the merits of the case. It is a personal weapon aimed at some individual who the sorcerer dislikes. So a sorcerer who's deploying bad destructive magic casts it against somebody, regardless of them being deserving or not. It's a personal weapon. Good magic is moral because it is used against unknown persons. Fascinating. So I'm doing good magic. Good magic is like, let's have good prosperity for all of us. It doesn't have a target. It just gives goodness. And then, the target's variable. It's unknown. You're asking for general goodness. But black magic, this bad magic, is like, that guy, Joe Smith over there, I want him struck down. Good magic is like, may I have a happy, pleasant day. If Joe Smith cuts me off in traffic, might I not get into a car accident? Okay. For if a man knows who has committed adultery with his wife, or stolen his spears, or killed his kinsman, he takes the matter to court. If you know who did the deed against you, you take him to court. So good. You don't need to make magic. There's no need to make magic here. You just do the usual thing. It is only when he does not know who has committed a crime that he uses good magic against unknown persons, against the person he doesn't know, but he knows a crime has befallen him. Misfortune has come. So he uses good destructive magic against an unknown person, deploys it against that person who's not known. Bad magic, on the other hand, is made against definite people. And for this reason, it is evidently bad, because if the person against whom it is used had injured the magician in any way recognized by law, the matter would have been taken to court and damages claimed. It is only because the sorcerer has no legal case, because he's a shithead, against a man that he uses magic to deploy him.